I'm Melissa Nakhavoly at Mel Lastman Square, where dozens came out today to commemorate a very tragic event here in our city. It was 5 years ago today when 11 people were killed after a van drove up onto the curb here on this stretch of Yonge Street. It was just before 1:30 p.m. on April 23, 2018, when the deadliest attack in Toronto's history took place after a man intentionally drove onto the sidewalk on Yonge Street near Finch, killing 11 people and injuring 15 others.
You look at your clock and you kind of remember what happened at that specific time. So it brings it back, and it's incredibly emotional. It's just a tough day.
Families of the victims, including the family of Anne-Marie D'Amico, attended today's memorial alongside community members who, after 5 years, are still healing from the unimaginable pain.
We still have dips, we still have moments, and we still have days, and we still have times where we're struggling with it. And, you know, we hear each other, we feel each other. We're all kind of struggling it through.
Stories being shared from people who live in the area of where they were when the tragedy took place and how they're doing now.
I was about 10 minutes away from the area here, and I think I saw the last ambulance that left the scene, and it was frantically being led away by police. Sometimes I think about who was in that ambulance. Former
Police Chief Mark Saunders recalling just how difficult that day was for first responders.
Working homicide for 7.5 years, the loss of life is something that stays with you. It is painful, and it's not like TV shows. It hurts.
One by one, names of the victims were read out loud. Across the street, another act of remembrance. Paper boats placed in the reflection pool in front of the North York Civic Center.
Well, it's heartbreaking. I think everybody's hearts were broken that day, continue to be heartbroken, but it is very wonderful to see the community come together in this memorial.
The city says in the coming months, officials will be working with a community advisory committee to launch a design competition for a permanent memorial to honor the victims' memories in consultation with the victims' families. Alec Manassian has been found guilty of 10 counts of first-degree murder and 16 counts of attempted murder. He was sentenced to life in prison last year with no chance of parole for 25 years.